question because it's like, I think in those two articles, it's like they say, it kind of say that this one is like they're conflicting results, and this one is saying that they can just be used as guidelines to use judgment. But I was just wondering between 1996 to now, and also your article in 2009.
What is being done?
Yeah, I mean, has there been any, I would say, guidelines? Because I mean, as an instructional designer, I mean, let's say, you know, teachers want to ask me what guidelines, or, you know, can I give them some advice on how to use multimedia? Then it's like, I find that, well, I wanted to know whether there's been any progress.
That's a great literature review question. What is the state of knowledge now from 1996 in guidelines for instantiations in multimedia, whatever that is? Yeah. My estimation is not a huge amount. And part of that is because I think we've been recycling information. And part of that is because I think what happened was that people were fairly seriously pursuing this line of interest. In my research group, where we look specifically at visuals for learning, we're looking at 1960s and 1970s and 1980s and 1990s, and every one of these literature reviews ends up with, we aren't very far along in this area. Well, I think what happened was people were really asking these questions, and then multimedia came along, and nobody asked those questions anymore. Everybody sort of moved to a position which said, wow, kids are visually literate because they watch TV and play video games. And because of that, we better give them those kinds of messages. And because of that, in a sense, all bets are off. Essentially, they see differently than we used to. They think differently than we used to. We just need to build more stuff, and then we need to get it in front of them, and then we need to say, did you learn more history than you knew before?
One thing I like this Stokes article is that it includes some articles that were written after 1996. That gives me a sense of the field is developing. Yes.
And so, you can look at how some areas of research, they are kind of organic. They have lives. Those conversations have lives. And so there was a period in which everyone wanted to talk about message design. That was hot. You get in there, and then the conversation sort of dies down. A lot of people wander off to other places. On the other hand, it starts up again. A few people here and there, maybe some people who sound a little bit crazy, but often that is the case. I want to talk about that some more. And everybody's over there going, that old thing. In fact, when you're looking for areas to do research, sometimes those are very interesting places.
My question is about the design. First of all, the design was amazing.
Okay.
So I could see elementary kids getting very excited about actually using it. My question is there a different kind? Are there two different kinds of interfaces that the teacher uses and the student uses, or student has all the functions that are available that you showed?
Most of them same, but there are some functions only the teachers can use, like the control the class, control the activities. So some functions I just saw, some functions are restricted to the teachers only, but most of them they can use both. Okay. Yeah.
Firstly, I appreciate the presentation. It was really constructive. And I do have a question about collaboration. And as to, is there any effort made with respect to promoting collaboration within students?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, traditionally speaking, traditional textbook was focused pretty much on learner and resource interaction and collaboration. And what kind of differences are available within digital textbook platform in terms of
Very, very challenging question. This one, at this point, do not have that kind of functions technically in this one. So rather than using digital textbook, the teachers must have used another instruction strategies or a kind of a model. But luckily enough, I did another research on digital textbook last year, and they tried to make a kind of design model for collaboration and creativity. We call the creative problem solving. CPS is one of the big concept or model in the area of creativity. One of the elementary school professors, science education, is very interested in inquiry learning and collaborative learning and CPS. So we designed a prototype to use that kind of CPS or collaboration or cooperative learning model or inquiry learning model in the new digital textbook. Not platform, but theoretically we designed that and then submit to the government last year. So we hope later this can play a kind of constant for the future direction. So my answer at this point, that is not included in this one. But I hope later, 2 or 3 years later, they can show another type of digital textbook which actually can support collaborative.
One deeper question and one quick question and one in between. The quick question is, this is the elementary platform. I'm assuming there's another platform, as Miriam was trying to point out, for middle school and high school, right?
Yeah.
So we're focused, as Stacy knows, on developing things for college students. It wouldn't look anything like this, but your high school interface might look something like what our college student interface will look like. Do you have any pictures of that? The high school, middle school interface for digital textbooks.
Before I came to United States 1 year ago, the middle school digital textbook were in the process of developing, and then at the time the platform was also developed for the middle school through by the other system company in Korea. Actually, this platform is actually not designed and developed by the agency, the government agency, but the company, the private company, systems company, like for instance LG, designed and developed that platform. So I thought that for your question, the middle school platform is now being designed, and then maybe it should be used for the exemplary schools next or this year. That's what I understand. And for the high school, who knows? But
so it's not there yet.
Yeah, because elementary school is quite easy because the textbook like a 7 or 6 subject matter, and it is fixed one. But when you go to the middle or high school, there are different types of